When it comes to stressful situations, like Matric exams, most people procrastinate. To procrastinate is a behavior. It's when you avoid doing the thing that you're stressed about until the last minute. Most people procrastinate in the first place because they feel stressed, anxious, and have low motivation. And the reason they feel these ways is often because of their thoughts about the situation. For example, thinking about the past and the things they should or shouldn't have done, or all the what-ifs in the future, things that might go wrong, and making assumptions about what they think the outcome of the situation will be. I'm going to fail, or my parents will be mad at me, etc. The more you're thinking these things, the more stressed and anxious it makes you, and then we tend to avoid. Is procrastination a helpful response to stress, though? Unfortunately, most of the time, the answer is no, especially when it comes to exams, because avoiding studying until the last minute tends to just increase the stress. And the more stressed and anxious you are, the harder it is to focus and concentrate. If you can't concentrate, it takes a lot longer to get through all the studying, and you might not remember what you've studied. Because there's now less time to study, and because it's taking longer to get through the work, people tend to study later into the night instead of getting sleep. While some people do concentrate better at night, not getting enough sleep, especially the night before an exam, generally has a negative impact on your ability to perform in the exam. If you haven't been getting enough sleep and you're feeling very anxious, it's a lot harder to focus and recall the information that you've studied. There's a higher chance of making careless mistakes too, which ends up defeating the point of staying up so late to study if you then can't remember clearly in the exam. While procrastinating and then cramming everything in over a few late nights might work for you when it comes to short periods of time, it's important to remember that the Matric exam season lasts a few weeks, so the impacts of high stress with a lack of sleep will accumulate. Practical ways to avoid procrastination. Break tasks into smaller steps. Large tasks can feel overwhelming. Divide them into smaller, more manageable parts and focus on completing one step at a time. Set specific goals. Clearly define what you want to achieve and set deadlines for each task. This helps you stay focused and motivated. However, if your goals are unrealistic and you aren't able to reach them, this can be very demotivating. So if you can't concentrate for an hour, don't try to. Rather work for 25 minutes, then take a shorter break. This makes tasks feel more manageable, which helps maintain focus and increase motivation. Another helpful step is to remove distractions. Our phones are so distracting, so don't have it right by you when you're studying. Or use apps or settings on your phone to restrict access to certain apps and silence notifications. It also helps to identify other things that distract you and to see how you can create a workspace that limits these distractions. You also need to learn to prioritize tasks. Focus on the most important task first, and make sure you give yourself more time to focus on the harder tasks than on the easier ones. Schedule your high priority tasks at times when you know you're able to focus well. Use a to-do list. Write down the tasks and check them off as you complete them. This provides a sense of accomplishment and keeps you organized. Set deadlines for each task and find a way to hold yourself accountable, whether that's sharing your goals with a friend, a parent, and setting reminders for yourself. It then also really helps to reward yourself. Once you have met these deadlines and you've held yourself accountable, reward yourself by giving yourself a break or having some time on your phone. Those can be good ways to reward yourself. This helps you stay motivated. You also need to learn to practice self-compassion. Acknowledge that procrastination happens sometimes, so you need to be kind and flexible with yourself when you do slip up, and just allow yourself to refocus on your goals rather than dwelling on the past delays. Lastly, ask for help if you're struggling to cope on your own. It helps to set clear academic goals in a smart way, which means for each subject, define specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. For example, instead of your goal being to just generally improve in math, set a goal like complete 10 practical problems in algebra each week. It also helps to create a balanced study schedule. Develop a weekly or monthly study plan that allocates time for each subject and includes specific tasks. take into consideration which tasks are more of a priority and which ones require more time. It also is important to be realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure, as this will demotivate you and make it very hard to keep going. If your goals are reachable, this boosts your confidence and keeps you motivated. Make sure to also balance study time with breaks and leisure activities so that you avoid burnout. It's also important to start studying early enough so that you have more than enough time to break your tasks into manageable chunks with enough time to rest in between. It's also important to ensure that you're balancing studying with physical activity, relaxation, and time to socialize, as a well-rounded lifestyle can improve your focus and reduce your stress. And the more your stress is reduced and your focus is improved, the easier it is not to procrastinate. And then lastly, practice relaxation techniques, like breathing exercises or meditation. The more capable you are of managing your stress, the less likely you are to procrastinate.